Hi, I'm Sean,
I'm Rhonda.
and we want to talk with you today about forgiveness and trust in the relationship. Sometimes, one spouse can say, why don't you forgive me? Why you're still holding on to that thing.
And this is a tough one. So there's times when the spouse sins against the other person, and the relationship, that trust level has been damaged, and there's got to be that journey of the rebuilding of trust. So what do you do in a situation like that?
Well, let's understand what the difference is between forgiveness, reconciliation, and trust. So we kind of need to define that so we can understand what we're talking about.
Especially when you're a couple that says, you know what, we're going to stay together, we're going to work through this and come out better on the other side. So,
For-
what is forgiveness?
Forgiveness has to do with the past. It's letting go of something that happened in the past.
And reconciliation has to do with the present. You know, if we're willing to forgive and the other person is willing to turn from the offense, then we can reconcile. But sometimes you'll have the other person, they're not willing to turn from the offense. Now, in that case, the reconciliation probably isn't going to happen.
You can't reconcile with somebody that won't reconcile with you.
There's certain things like certain types of behavior, verbal abuse, physical abuse, infidelity. There's some things like that there can't be a marriage around it, and
Yeah, because someone's breaking.
they broke covenant.
Yeah,
honestly.
they're breaking the person's trust. And so you can't say, well, why don't you trust me? But you keep doing
Yeah.
things that betray that trust.
So, in order to reconcile, there must be the forgiveness on the person that was injured, and there must be a turning away from the wrongdoing on the part of the other party, and reconciliation, the coming together. Trust has to do with the future. It means I'm willing to risk something happening again to reunite with the spouse.
You're willing to open yourself up to and expose yourself to something in the future, and you're trusting that person.
Right. And so we have to have clear boundaries in such a case, right? Where there's rules that we understand of the relationship and we're on the same page and we're willing to go forward with these new rules to develop a new relationship.
Trust is what we need to go into the future. Forgiveness is something that releases a person from their past actions, but that doesn't mean you now have a path into the future. And trust is that element that you need present to move forward with this person.
And so when we are rebuilding trust, when it's been damaged, we're going to have to be able to talk about what happened. And the spouse that was harmed by the offending spouse is going to have questions, things to talk through. And if the offending spouse is defensive or will not engage, there's probably not going to be healing at all, or at least complete healing. So you've got to allow that journey to happen, which requires that the couple becomes very vulnerable with each other.
Yeah. And sometimes a person can question, can we ever recover from something negative that's happened to us? And, really the tools and the skills that you use to bring your marriage out of this troubling thing that happened are really the tools and the skills that you will use to carry you into greater closeness and intimacy in the future.